Here are 10 rules for buying snowboard gear to save you money and snowboard better. A rule for buying snowboards. I mean, there's so many criteria for buying boards, but one thing I'd recommend is make sure you get a board that you're stoked on the way that it looks. In the past, I've bought boards that I'm not too stoked on, and it's not really that fun when you look down on your feet and you're not excited about what you're riding. So make sure whatever you get, you're stoked on the style. It kind of gets you hyped for snowboarding. And because there's so many options out there now for boards, you can definitely find the specs that you want in the style of board that you like. So this Battalion Tornado, to me, it looks awesome. It's super fun to ride, and this crazy graphic on it actually just makes you want to ride better. For your snowboard jacket, I would say the biggest rule when it comes to getting a jacket is figuring out what type of material you want your jacket to be made of. So this is a Gore-Tex jacket, and it's made for wet conditions. Here in Whistler, we have a lot of wet days, so I need a waterproof jacket. If you ride someplace where it's colder and not necessarily gonna be wet, then you don't need Gore-Tex, and you can get something that is a lesser expensive material to save you a lot of money. The biggest cost when it comes to a snowboard jacket is the material, and I do recommend if you ride someplace where it's wet, get Gore-Tex, but if you're riding someplace that's more cold and you don't need Gore-Tex, save yourself a lot of money and get a jacket that's made of something else. A good rule for snowboard bindings. The main topic at the moment for snowboard binding is all the new innovations and new technology. And I know that people love the traditional straps. This is what has been good for the last 50 years, but there's some new innovations that allow you to get in and out of your board that much faster and easier. So don't dismiss it, give it a try. If it's not for you, that's all good, but don't be too dismissive of all the new tech coming out that's progressing the sport. For your snowboard goggles, get inexpensive goggles. So for goggles, think about the price, make sure that you're getting something that's inexpensive. The other thing with goggles too is that make sure you can get something that has an easy, interchangeable lens. With snowboarding, half of the time it's going to be sunny, the other half of the time it's going to be cloudy. Even on the same day, you can get both. So being able to quickly swap your lens is so important. My goggles, the Outdoor Master Falcons, are a sponsor of the channel, so definitely check these guys out in the description. I'll put a link to them below with the promo code. But number one rule with any goggles is the interchangeable lens. When it comes to snowboard boots, the most important thing and the number one rule is that you're getting boots that are comfortable. It doesn't matter really anything else about the boot. I don't care if the boot is soft, stiff, boa, laces, expensive, cheap, whatever it is. The most important thing is that it's comfortable. The biggest problem in snowboarding is uncomfortable boots. The way that I found these, the Vans High Standard Pros, is I just asked everybody, hey, what boots do you ride and do you find them comfortable? Of all the people I asked, the Vans High Standard Pros, they got the most feedback of being comfortable. Having comfortable boots is gonna save you money because you don't have to buy multiple pairs, and it's also gonna keep you riding more. You're gonna be able to ride longer days and have more fun. So comfort is number one rule. For snowboard mittens, a good rule is to get mittens that will be warm enough for the temperatures that you ride. Everyone runs at different temperatures as well. So some people get really cold hands, other people, their hands run hot. So the most important thing with mitts is that you're getting either thin mitts if your hands run warm, or thicker mitts if your hands run cold. Also, depending on the climate that you're riding. How warm the mitts are is the most important thing and a good rule to go by. A rule for buying a helmet, to be honest, there's no rule for buying a helmet. You just need to have one. I find myself, I hit my head at least once a season and the helmet protects me. I guess if there is one rule for a helmet is that you need to replace it. I recommend at least once a season. Or if you do have a fall with your helmet, replace it after your fall because the helmet can get damaged and become less effective at protecting your brain. So if you do have a fall or if your helmet's getting old, replace it. I feel like that's a pretty solid rule. Number one rule for buying snowboard pants is you need to get a good fit. So these pants, they fit good on my waist. I can easily squat. There's lots of room. The fit is so important because you need to have mobility through your hips, knees, ankles, and no restrictions. Number one thing with pants, over waterproofing, over vents, over anything else, is that you're getting a good fit. So try them on, make sure that you can easily move in them, and that's gonna translate into you being a better snowboarder. Hope you found those tips for buying gear helpful. If you have any questions, hit me up down below in the comments. I'll also put links to all my gear below in the description with a promo code to save you guys some money. Don't forget to subscribe here to Snowboard Pro Camp. Have fun out there snowboarding and hope to see you on the mountain.